Good morning, and I still have water on my head. My name is Sal. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to another wet shave as I get ready for my Sunday. Decided I'm going to start going through the products that I own. And when I say own, I mean that I've purchased these with my own money. And today I wanted to highlight somebody who I know personally. I would consider, well, we're very friendly. Met him at the shave meetup that happens in February at the Razor Emporium. Mr. Kaleb Aylsworth, great guy. We don't really communicate throughout the year, but when we do come across each other in person, he's a super generously nice guy. Have had lots of laughs, enjoyed stogies together, and you know, I do look forward to saying hi, shaking his hand, and buying stuff from him. So the first thing I purchased from him, and I'm not going to use it today, is the Apex in stainless steel. This is the plus plate. I just want to say that one of the things that I admired about the Aylsworth razors, and one of the things that kind of drew me to it, is the design elements. And as I understand it, from what he's told us, he is he's a graphic designer, so he understands the world of CAD and 3D modeling and things like that. So he models everything and then brings the products to market, because it's his design. So that you can see, this is the Aylsworth Plus. It's a 3-piece unit, so it's a non-adjustable. Comes with a black Teflon. Comes with a black Teflon washer, so that you're not scraping metal on metal. It's a very thoughtful design. It sits flush. Again, when you're a CNC designer and you're good at what you do, these are the things that you're able to design in and then get manufactured into a physical product. So this is the more efficient, or aggressive, as we like to say in the hobby, stainless steel. At the time that I got the stainless steel, I was also looking on the hunt for a copper or a brass razor, and I wanted something that was unique looking and not just a copy in a different metal. You can find lots of that stuff. So what I ended up with is the Aylsworth Kopperkant, and this one's brass. So copper and brass have some of the same elements in it, but they're just in different proportions. And forgive me, I'm not a meteorologist. I wanted to say meteorologist, but that was wrong. So what is somebody who specializes in metal? What is that called? I don't know. Correct me, throw it down in the comments. But, this just tells you I don't do research. I'm just here to enjoy this hobby and enjoy products that I've purchased. If I don't like something, I will let you know. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be posting a video on something that I bought, and I was like, oh no. So be on the lookout. It'll come around. But anyways, this is the Kopperkant from Aylsworth. I believe this is no longer in production, so you'd have to hunt it out if you wanted one edition of this. And again, you can see there's significant design differences between the two razor handles. There's the head is pretty much the same, just a different material. There's this channel on top of the apex that isn't there. It's more smooth on the Kopperkant. But some of the other elements that are carryover between the two, when you unscrew that, so you got to be careful when you're working with these or using these, because this also has and there went mine went flying. It has a Teflon washer in there. Brass, copper, they're softer metals than stainless, so you don't want to lose that. So probably should have pulled up the stopper on my sink. So a couple years ago at the shave meetup, I was talking to Kaleb as he was setting up on the Saturday morning, and then I realized he had soaps. And sniffed them all, and his signature in the white label is the one that I ended up going with. So it says lemon, mandarin, lavender, ginger, nutmeg, cardamom, cedarwood, leather, tobacco. And I was okay with any of those fragrant notes, but with the lemon, the mandarin, the lavender, then the cedarwood, leather, tobacco, I'm like, this has to be good, right? And it is really great. You get the bright citrus up front, and it dries down to, you know, the deeper, darker scents, your tobaccos, which pairs really well with sweet. And the leather, you definitely get. Unfortunately, I don't use this tub enough. I have more soap than I want to say, and I know my collection is not as big as some other guys, but I've got a lot. So I end up using the tub for 1 or 2 days, put it away, grab another one, 1 or 2 days, put it away, you know, and then the list goes on. If I did that consistently, I wouldn't get to this tub again for, you know, probably close to a year. And I know there's some guys who are like, those are rookie numbers, Sal. I got to pump those up, but I only have so much room for storage, and I'm not a big fan of the acquisition syndrome, although I have acquired a lot in the hobby. But anyways, I've got the Signature scent, which I purchased from him directly at the Shave Meetup, along with the Signature Splash. I'm one of those weird guys that if the soap doesn't have a matching splash, it's got to be really something that fascinates me to have around, because by the time you've put on aftershave and or something else, the scent in the soap is kind of gone. So the aftershaves will give you a fragrance boost for longer, plus, you know, protect your skin. So today I am going to use my Kopperkant. And again, this is a plus head. I don't know if you can see them in there. It's what happened to have been there at the end of a Shave Meetup, so I went ahead and picked it up on the day of the Shave Meetup. And again, what drew me was the design elements of it. I think he does beautiful design work. It's kind of Coke bottle-esque, kind of goes thicker, then it thins out, then it goes thicker again. You've got all these ridges in here, and they're in the areas where, you know, you do need some purchase on there to hold the razor correctly. But this will be my face and head shave for today, along with the Signature soap. And don't have an Aylsworth brush. I'm not so into brush collecting, although I've still acquired a bunch, but I'm going to use my tried and true, very wonderful brush from Razor Emporium. This is their synthetic. So if you want an easy to use brush that's soft, has some backbone in it, and is going to be pretty worry-free, and if you're in a travel and you forget it at the hotel or something else happens, it's like $30, so it's not a huge investment. You're not dumping $100, $200, $300 plus into a super custom brush. I happen to think the handle looks pretty cool. I like the blue, I like the gold or yellow, but the big draw for me is this knot. This knot is so good. I bought this knot on its own to put into my timeless brush handle, which I purchased with my own money. So everything here was bought with my own money. I'm not sponsored. I never reached out to Kaleb and say, hey, send me your stuff. He's a small business, like a lot of these businesses. It's Kaleb doing the designing. He, as I understand, he contracts out the work to have the items CNC'd. His Apex aluminums sell very well at the razoremporium.com. All of his stuff sells because all of his stuff is nice. It's very well designed, very well thought out, and they're unique handles. Again, you know, your stainless version. This is very unique. A lot of the A lot of the knurling on the handle is what I'm trying to say. My brain was locking up, but the knurling on this handle is enough to tell you you're holding onto it. It's not going to slip in your hand. This razor does have substantial weight to it, and being an aggressive razor, you do have to, be careful when you're using it. So I would just say maybe not a beginner razor unless you have a really thick beard, but this is definitely a great razor. All right, I've yammered enough. I'm going to get into the shave today and really enjoy. And because this is the plus plate, or the plus plate, meaning it's aggressive, I like to pair it with a razor blade that is not quite as aggressive. If I had an Aylsworth razor blade in the house, I would be using it. But as it stands, the two choices I'm going to go between is the Astra Greens. These are the ones out of Turkey. That's how they're being made now. They're not being made in India as far as I know. And the other option would be the Gillette Perma Sharps, still sharp, smooth, however, not necessarily aggressive. Like, I would not put a feather in here. I would not put the Persona Gem. It's a little bit too aggressive. When you pair it with an aggressive head, it irritates my skin too much. So it's going to be, you know what? I'm going with the Astra Green today. Let's do this.